Hey guys, welcome back. Bolt Spider here, and today we're going to be talking about the Shangshins. And this deck is going to be called Swordsoul in the TCG. So let's get right into it. This is one of the top contender decks of the OCG with how their cards are. They're running 2 Call by the Grave, 3 Cross Out, 3 Maxi, and 1 of certain hand traps, double Gamma, and all of that. But I want to take a look at what the TCG version would look like if we were going to get the cards now. Disclaimer about this build: I am running a Black Rose Dragon and an extra Baxia because Baroness de Fleur does not come out till January of 2022 because its set got delayed. And another option you could attempt to run is something like Shenshen, because it's another slot. You can run it as your 9, but I don't feel like there's really any 9s that I would personally run. Well, let's get into the card by card. We have the triple Tactician, the triple Swordmaster, triple of the other Swordmaster. You have Taie and Moye. Then we also have triple Ecclesia the Virtuous in white. Now, don't let people fool you and say that this card is bad. It is an extra copy of whatever you need. It's the extra copy of Moye, of Taie, and Longyun, depending on which part of the combo you are in, or during late game. So if you draw this, you can normal summon it, tribute it, and special summon any of these from your deck. After that, we have our long hand trap lineup. We have Ash Blossom, Ghost Bell, DD Crow, and Effect Veiler. And let's get into the spells. We have the Instant Fusion, the Feather Duster, the Triple Desires. This is the only deck that I feel like Desires is good in, for my opinion. Then we have 3 of the Dragon's Sword Appears, 2 of the Grand Spiritual Peak, the Call by the Grave, 2 Sudden Shift, and triple Psalm Strike. Now this is, I believe, what is going to be the base main deck for the actual deck. Then after that, we have the extra deck being the 1 Magic Key Summon Beast, Anastabolus. This card is a tuner, so if your Moye gets negated, you can instant fusion this out, and then you can synchro up into your Grand Swordmaster. After that, we have the 1 Rudy Rose Dragon. This card is great because you could trigger it later in the game, banishing the entire graveyard for both players, boosting up your Grand Duke. We have the 1 Grand Duke, we have the 1 Dragite because Moye is a water, and you can instantly summon out the Dragite if you're out of the Swordmaster. Then we also have 1 Draco Berserker, the Tenyi, the Crimson Blader. This card is very great against the mirror match. Then we have Cyframe Lord Omega, 2 of the Grand Swordmaster, double Baxia, the 1 Yazi, the 1 Black Rose, a Divine Arsenal, a Zeus, and a Baguska, because if they stop this play, you can instant fusion. You can either continue your play or just end on a Baguska pass. Now, overall, I feel like this deck is going to take on a huge hit, a big skyrocket, because the reason this set is coming out after the October ban list. So that's one thing to take into consideration, and we don't know what they're going to be hitting on that ban list. And people will start making their predictions about around September, so that's going to be interesting to see. Now, what are some of the test hands that this deck looks like? So we open up, this is a actually full combo hand. We open up the Appears with a Taie and a Spiritual Peak. We activate the lovely Appears to search out your Moye. This is your prime search target that you want. You're going to normal summon out the Moye. You don't want to reveal the Grand Spiritual Peak. You want to reveal this, the other monster, to summon out the token. Then, after that, you're going to go up into your level 8 Synchro, use its effect first so you can chain block with Moye. And then after that, we're going to draw the 1 card, and we're going to get out our Tactician to our hand. Then we're going to activate our Tactician, discarding the Taie, special summoning it, and we're going to get the token, because it's all one effect. Then we're going to go up into our Duke, using the Tactician to burn for 1200. Then we're going to activate our Spiritual Peak, summoning out the Taie. And this is where you can go one of two ways. You're going to be banishing either your Grand Spiritual Peak to summon out, and we're not going to use the effect, but you can either go into a Draco Berserker or a Dragite. This negates monsters, this negates spells and traps. Then you also have your Grand Swordmaster, who negates your effect monster on the field, and you also have Grand Duke, who banishes one card from each opponent's field or graveyard. But at this point, I would summon out the Draco Berserker, because we are going to need that. After that, we are going to be sending something like a Sudden Shift to the graveyard, and we're going to fire off the Desire since we're done with our combo. Let's see what we draw. We draw into a Strike and another Taie. This is absolutely fine. We set the 2 strikes, and let's see what we banish. We banish Feather Duster, a copy of Moye. Okay, we pretty much banished a lot of one-ofs. That is completely fine, and I am 100% fine with that. But this is the basic combo of what the deck can do. You're sitting on a monster negate, a field negate, and a banish from the field and graveyard. Banish one card from your opponent's field and graveyard. So this is a huge interruption piece next to a negation and another negation. Now, you could have summoned out Dragite here, so you have a spell trap protection negation, because you do have the Moye in the graveyard. That's where it differs between each of them. Also, one of the things about Draco Berserker, if this attacking card destroys an effect monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, it gains the attack equal to the destroyed original monster, and it can make a second attack during that battle phase. So this could be a turn 2 card compared to these two, which you want to see ASAP constantly. But that's how the deck functions. You could bump up Chinyin up to 2 by dropping out the Abaxia or a Black Rose, but I really like double Abaxia since it summons out a level 4 or lower from your graveyard. You destroy this card and special summon that level 4 or lower, so you can essentially summon out Ecclesia again, so you can reuse her on the next turn if Baxia still is alive. So this deck has a lot of versatility. What are my thoughts overall on this deck? I see it being one of our meta decks when it comes over here, but we'll see what people will do, as I know people will try to search out Iris with the deck, because Iris isn't that good, and I'd rather run a line of hand traps. And this is one of the decks that feel good already, right out the bat, with just what they have, and 12 hand traps. Now, you don't have to run 12 hand traps. You can also run a Tenyi side. And the Tenyis, all you just need are 3 Ashuna, 3 Vishuda, or 2 Vishuda, the 3 Adahara, 1 Shaman, double Monk. So that's all the Tenyis you really need. And along with that, if you're running the Tenyis, yeah, that's pretty much all you need. So these 12 cards, if you wanted to play the Tenyi build, and the cards you would instantly cut are things like Instant Fusion, the Magic Key, and these 2 right here. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this insight for the Xingqiang deck, Xingqiang Swordsoul deck. But anyways, I've ran out of time. See you guys in the next video.